Ladies and gentlemen, as you know, the members of the Nadi community, the business sector, households, the commercial sector, industrial sector, has suffered for a long time due to flooding in the greater Nadi area. The Nadi area, the Nadi basin, is located and surrounded by 4 rivers. And whenever we have heavy rain, you find that the basin gets flooded. Households are affected, the daily life is affected, businesses are affected. Not only business is disrupted, but they also lose stock. So their loss is double. They lose output, lose sales. They also lose significant amount of stock. Industrial sector is affected, as well as we lose substantial value of infrastructure. With flooding, we lose roads, bridges, culverts, and other infrastructure owned by both private and public sector. All of this affects our growth trajectory. It pushes the economy back. And when that happens, the entire community gets affected, Fiji gets affected. Because then government has to divert resources that could be engaged in other sectors towards building the infrastructure that we already had constructed long time back. So ladies and gentlemen, you can see how the cost from floods can affect the economy, setback the economy, and affect individual households, businesses, and the industrial sector. As I alluded to earlier on, the Nadi River catchment consists of 4 river systems. This includes the Nadi River, the main Nadi River, which is approximately 236 kilometers squared. The Mosi River, which is the current one, 91 kilometers squared. The Nawaka River, 99 kilometers. Malekula River, 90 kilometers. With this, the total catchment of Nadi River is about 516 meters squared. And this contributes to a major volume of water that is caught in this particular catchment. In the 2 recent floods, in 2009, we lost close to $112 million. And in 2012, $85 million of loss occurred due to flooding. Ladies and gentlemen, we now need to prepare ourselves. We don't want to react to any climate change factors that happen. We want to build resilience in the community. We want to build infrastructure that will protect our community, that will protect or secure our families, our households. And in this regard, sometime back, government engaged JICA to undertake a major work to see how we could protect our communities downstream from effects of flooding. The JICA study suggested a number of works that needs to be done, and government has since undertook a lot of works to protect our communities downstream as well as upstream. Amongst the things that the JICA report asked the government to do, amongst the activities, one was to build retention dams. The purpose of retention dam is when there's massive rainfall up here in the catchment, the dam will retain the water and release it slowly, so that you don't have all the water gushing down at one point in time, and therefore the water is not being able to be handled by the existing waterways. So when you have an existing waterway like this one here, it has a capacity to hold that particular amount of discharge. Now when you have much larger volume of water coming in the waterway at a particular point in time, then it will spill over, and that's how flooding occurs. And there are other factors contributing to flooding, because of sedimentation that is brought down from the watershed or catchment, because of logs being clogged and debris clogging our waterway, and therefore water is not able to flow clearly, and therefore it spills over. So what we began to construct a retention dam, series of retention dam, which will hold water and release it slowly. And you would have noted, after construction of 4 retention dams in early this year, when we had the major flooding around Easter, Nadi town was not that much affected because of 2 reasons. One, the dredging work that was undertaken in Nadi town, so that we create more capacity in the 2 rivers to hold water and ensure that it flows out smoothly. And second was, we had 4 retention dams constructed upstream. So today we're looking at constructing this retention dam here in the Mosi River. This retention dam will take us approximately 8 months to complete it. It's a massive work that will be undertaken. The entire scope of works involves survey for the dam axis, undertaking all the necessary benchmarks for the structure foundation, site clearing and leveling, which you have seen has just begun, excavation of the foundation, place lean concrete for base foundation, placing reinforced concrete slabs, fixing the fish ladder and box culvert, construction of the dam body and guide wall, placing sand and boulders in the dam body, closing of the dam body at the crest with reinforced concrete slab, and then the finishing works. So the entire work will cost us $1.9 million, and the contractor is Multi-Work Civil Engineering Limited, and I want to thank the contractor for putting their hands up. Can I ask the contractor to stand up, please? He's the person. Sometimes people shy away from coming this far in the interior to undertake this magnitude of work. It's not an easy work, and I want to thank him for putting his tender. It was a competitive process, and he was selected amongst the others, and given his past background and experience in this area, past work that he has done, and of course his the tender value. So, ladies and gentlemen, with the construction of this retention dam, this will be the 5th retention dam that we have constructed. We're looking forward to further assisting in terms of mitigating flooding in the greater Nadi River basin. I want to assure the members of the community, not only here but in entire Fiji, that we will do everything to protect our communities, secure our households and families, to ensure that not only their life is not distracted, but we want them to grow, we want communities to grow, we want our country to grow and develop. In this regard, Honorable Minister for Economy, Honorable Syed Qayyum, and Honorable Prime Minister in the 2017 and 18 budget announced the establishment of a dedicated ministry of waterways. The reason why a dedicated ministry of waterways was established is to demonstrate 3 things. One, the magnitude of the effects of climate change that we are facing. Number 2, government's commitment to deal with this issue of climate change. And number 3 is our ability to deliver and willing to secure our families and households. And ladies and gentlemen, this year and this year's budget, Honorable Minister for Economy has increased the budget for the ministry threefold. From 24 million, we now have $69 million in our budget to deal with issues to secure our families, households, communities, and this country. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got new allocations in a number of areas. River dredging, catchment management, drainage work for rural residential areas, villages and settlements, river alignment, supporting small farms with irrigation equipment. We are ready. Our staff here, Director Operations Waterways, Mahendra Kumar is here. Our engineers are here. We've got other staff here. We are all now planning how we will start our work, the new projects come 1st of August 2018. With this words, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you all for coming here. I want to particularly, apart from thanking the contractor, I want to thank all the members of the Vanua here, people from this village here, for accommodating this, for opening up and assisting us in securing families downstream. This is about Fiji. This is about developing and allowing Fiji to grow. And your help in your own small way, it's a big help for us. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. Thank you, Honorable Munivalu, for coming and supporting us here and assisting us in having this commissioning works here. And it is now my pleasure to officially launch the commissioning of the construction of Mosi 3 retention dam here. Thank you, Naka. Yeah, sorry.